Hello, welcome to the Junkyard Rat Show. A wet winter. And I gotta do a shout out to our good friend Nancy Pelosi who had surgery. We're right next to the Nancy Pelosi Federal Building, which I think is great, because now I can tell people that my show is next to the Nancy Pelosi Federal Building and stuff. I think she fell. She was in Europe, or was it the Middle East? She fell somewhere. But did you know, you want to hear an interesting fact? This is the producer, Paul. Did you know that California is almost at 50% equal men and women in the California legislature?
Really? It's 50-50.
It's almost 50-50. But did you know that Nevada has more female legislatures than men? They're at 60-40. It's 60-40,
Okay, and that's in Nevada?
In Nevada,
All right.
that's what you get for for prostitution, brings out more women out there because the men are easier to control when you got legal prostitution.
Gotcha.
So I gotta give it up to Nevada. How you doing when you came from Disneyland? How was Disneyland?
Disneyland was fun. It's just that I know that little kids slow you down. What do I mean by that? I mean, little kids slow you down. I love watching little kids interact with Disney and their eyes light up like they've never seen or done something before. But for us pros, it's kind of like, get out of the way, here we go. So it was a blast watching the kid that we were with had only been there. It was only the child that was there was only 3 years old, had been to Disney before, but at 3 years old, everything is new, exciting, and fun. And so it was fun being with the child and watching their face light up as they saw characters or as they were on rides or whatever, but it slows you down. Everything's like either, diaper, food, cranky. I want to go on a little kid's ride, but I want to go on more of a thrill ride. But that's always true when you go with families, right? Isn't it true when you go to Disney? Everybody wants to do something different. And so it's great when you're older and you can coordinate. My kids are all 20s and 30 now. And so it's kind of cool because we can kind of go, oh, okay, who wants to go to Pirates of the Caribbean? Oh, there's 2 of us? Okay, we'll meet you in an hour at Space Mountain.
Did you get a fast pass or?
No, see, they don't have fast passes anymore. They have a thing that's called Lightning Lane. In Lightning Lane, you end up paying more, I believe, and it's like a fast pass, but you only get 1 in an hour. So it's kind of the same thing, but you just get it and you scan your card and they already know you only get 1 of those an hour.
So how many grandkids you got up to this point?
None. So I should have 25 grandchildren.
But where did you get that 3-year-old? Did you adopt them?
Yeah, I adopted them, yeah.
You adopted them?
No, so I'm Uncle. I'm Uncle Paul. I think I'm actually Uncle Paul Ace.
Oh.
And the reason that I think I'm Uncle Paul Ace is every time the child, I keep referring to the child because I don't want to say names or anything else. We're keeping it anonymity. But they always put me together with the dog.
I thought you adopted some kid in Bakersfield.
No, I'm a faux uncle. I'm not a real uncle. I'm a faux uncle, but I'm also a real uncle too. I'm Uncle Paul too.
You're like a Vietnamese uncle.
But with this child, I'm just faux uncle. I'm like one of those people that's not really related, but
you're a Vietnamese uncle.
I'm a Vietnamamese uncle.
Is that you said you're a faux uncle?
Faux uncle.
Like the food.
Yeah, like and that's pho. Even though it's PHO, it's pho.
I'm like, damn, what are you saying?
It's pho.
I didn't know you were.
It's pronounced pho, sir.
I'm learning all this new stuff.
I thought it was, especially with food, I thought you would have had the pho down. What the fuck?
There's no crazy rides at Disneyland. There's no.
That's not true. So here's the thing I did really enjoy about Disneyland this year: Star Wars.
Star Wars.
They put all the Star Wars stuff in there.
It was fun, but that's not even a ride.
They have rides in there.
They stick you in a movie theater thing and they just shake you around.
Oh, so you don't like the California soaring kind of thing?
Well, no.
And that one's the Star Wars one, which I didn't get to do again because I was with a kid.
You know, actually,
I was gonna go back there. I wanted to go back to that section later that night, and nobody would go.
My stepmom talked me into going on the teacup ride.
See, okay, so and the teacup is something silly and fun and small, but it's fun because you can actually control how fast you spin.
Oh yeah.
And I like doing it so fast that you're spinning, but my wife gets upset after a while.
We were trying to go on Indiana Jones, but
Indiana Jones is fun.
It got closed down. And the other one, I like the water ride.
So the water ride used to be Splash Mountain.
Yeah.
Now it's called Tiana's Adventure or Tiana's Bayou Adventure because I think they're doing the thing about they're worried about Song of the South and the racial connotations. And
that's gotta be crazy in the winter. I mean, you get all wet.
Right.
Oh, and in the summer it was fun because it was hot as fuck out there, but.
Right.
And I liked the parade they had at the end.
Yeah, they have different parades, and the one parade, the electrical light parade, is one of my favorite ones. But they kind of retired it. They have different ones. What did they have? The parade we saw, I don't even know what they called it, but it was Christmas themed. So my highlight probably of the vacation or of Disney was the haunted house, the haunted mansion.
Oh yeah.
Because the haunted mansion had been revamped. Last time I was there, they had it closed, and now I realize why they had it closed is they were redoing it for Nightmare on. I was gonna say Nightmare on Elm Street, the Nightmare Before Christmas.
They made a haunted mansion movie that came out last.
Right, they had two haunted mansion movies in the last decade. There was the Eddie Murphy version, and then there was the one with whoever was just in this latest one. And so
our boy was in it, Hassan Minaj.
Hassan Minaj
was in the last haunted mansion.
Okay.
He was pretty good, but Hassan I think plays himself. You know.
He plays that kind of a.
He's always that same guy.
Kind of a stuck-up kind of
know-it-all. Yeah. He's always been like that. Yeah. I'm not.
Yeah. What was the other movie? He was like the spy.
He was a realtor.
He was a spy in one movie, and he was the one that kept getting, and he ended up getting hit.
He was a realtor in one movie too. I forgot the name of it.
But yeah, he always gets kind of typecast as the snobby person.
Yeah, he's kind of snobby and stuff. Yeah.
And know it all, and
well, he kind of, I mean,
he kind of is kind of a very intelligent human being.
Yeah, hell yeah, I mean.
So, yeah, we get it. And
UC Davis is a good school and stuff. Yeah.
When's the last time you were at Disney?
Like 3 years ago. When my dad and my stepmom took me for my 50th birthday.
Okay, cool. So what was that like for you? I mean, what do you like about Disney? And was it good? I mean, was it good going with your parents? I guess it was cool that they brought you.
I mean, it was okay.
It was okay.
I don't know, man.
So I didn't have a lot of eventful things happen, but it was still better than okay. It's always better than okay because no matter what. So I was tired, like everybody. We did a vacation.
You gotta understand, I have bad blood with Disney.
You have bad blood with Disney. What did one of the dogs stop you for smoking or what? What's going on?
Nah, Disney used to own my baseball team, the Angels, and I never forgave them for what they did.
Which was
they sold them right after they won the World Series, and it
Oh,
broke.
someone you're on top, right?
It broke my heart, you know, the way they treated them. But at the end, they were better owners than the guy we got now. So, but you know, that's the thing is like when I go into Anaheim, I'm an Angels fan. Like I lived in Orange County. That's the other weird thing is that I actually lived in the area.
Right.
I lived in Cypress. I lived in the area for a couple of years, and yeah, you know, like at 10 p.m. every night, they would have like fireworks. So it's kind of fun, but I don't know. I prefer Knott's Berry Farm. They got real roller coasters. I'm a roller coaster dude, you know. If I'm not puking, I'm not having a good time, you know. If somebody's not able to get shit-faced drunk around me, why even go? Why even go, you know? Disney's okay, but I was in Orlando too. I didn't even go to Disney World. Nobody in my family offered to buy me a ticket. They didn't think I was worth it. They sent me to Gatorland instead.
It's the Gatorland?
Gatorland is fun. If you're
What the hell is Gatorland?
If you're, it's
That's Ghettoland, it sounds like.
Gatorland is a park full of gators, alligators. It's an alligator park.
All right.
You got baby alligators. You got gators everywhere. It's one of the funnest things I've ever done. Is Gatorland, you know.
Okay.
I've never been able to
Where's that located?
in Orlando.
Okay.
I've never been able to eat gator after that. I've never worn any gator shoes
Because you fell in love with the
I
gator.
fell in love with the gators. They had little baby gators.
Aww.
It was the cutest. And then some gators, they got to keep them by themselves because some of them will eat other gators. But my favorite gator is one of them that they had to like capture because it lived in a lake, and they would go in and just eat dogs, little cute dogs.
Oh, that ain't cool.
Little poodles, little cute poodles.
Oh, poodles.
I
I thought you said cute dogs.
I was like, I'm all for that shit. You know, I mean, these are fucking animals, you know, they gotta eat, right? You know?
Right.
As long as they're not eating me. If they're gonna eat my dog, I'll feel bad, but, you know, I won't feel that bad.
I won't feel that bad.
But I'm still alive, you know, as long as they don't eat me, I'm okay with it, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, you know, Disney was okay, but I don't think it changed much over the years. But you know, my first job was at Great America, so I have roller coasters.
Yeah, you mentioned that before.
I have roller coasters in my blood. Like I swear to God, if I'm not scared shitless on a ride, I'm not flipping around. I'm not thinking, why the fuck did I ride this thing again?
Right.
You know, if I'm not like, damn, this thing could go bad and I could die, then I'm not having a good time, you know? And I like having drunk people around me. I don't know why. I like the fact that people can get just shit faced at a park. I'm down with that.
So I wonder if anybody would actually message in if they were listening. So it looks nobody's listening. How do you know no one's listening? We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. So everybody's always
Maybe
listening.
Myron.
Oh, no wonder my microphone's like feeling like I'm.
Myron said he did an open mic last night.
Yeah, he's back. He's back.
He's back. He's back.
He's back like an STD.
I think
He's
banned
back
him
like
already.
herpes.
They banned him already.
They banned him already.
It took
So
him.
what did he? Yeah. So what's his current shtick? Because
I don't know.
Myron the moron was always about shock and awe.
He said he couldn't come on the show because there's 25 doctors. Said he's not ready to. And I'm like, 25 doctors, you must have Medi-Cal.
You must have
Medi-Cal.
And none of them are doing their jobs.
None of them are doing their job. After the show, I'm gonna get a tattoo of Luigi.
Oh, jeez.
I read
The
an article.
CEO guy. Oh,
I read an
jeez,
article
man.
that people are getting tattoos of Luigi. Would you get a tattoo of
No,
Luigi?
no.
I would, but
The only Luigi would be Mario and Luigi.
I think I would have to like hide it somewhere because what if I gotta take my clothes off in front of the doctor and he sees it and he, you know, like it freaks him out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
Freaks
it would.
him out.
I think it would freak him out.
I think so. I don't know, but I read somewhere that I don't want to say where I read it from because it's one of those right-wing newspapers called the New York Post. But
Oh yeah, then don't mention that.
don't mention that. But I read it on the New York Post, and that people are getting tattoos of Luigi. And the reason I read the New York Post is the New York Times charges you online to read.
We can't really say their name. We'll just say the New Pork Past.
Yeah. You know the oldest newspaper in America is the New York Post?
Really?
Who do you think founded the New York Post? I'll give you.
It's gonna be Benjamin Franklin.
No, I'll give you one clue. One clue. I'll give you one clue.
Okay, give me a clue.
There's like a musical about him a couple blocks from here.
A musical what?
About him a couple blocks from here.
A musical?
There's like a musical. It's been going on.
Oh, a musical that's being played.
Which political guy? It's Hamilton, goddammit, it's Hamilton.
Oh, there you go.
Hamilton founded
Gotcha.
the New York Post.
Yes, Hamilton was here, but now it is not here.
No, it's still here. I think it's here through Christmas. Have you seen Hamilton before?
Yes.
Oh,
And I saw it at the current theater. Or I mean at the Orpheum. Oh wait, I'm sorry. What the hell are we across from?
people aren't dressing
I just
up
drew
anymore.
blew a gasket. Orpheum.
People don't dress up anymore. I used to go there just to watch them dress up like people from the 1700s and stuff.
Right.
I didn't see any minorities dress up for some reason. Only the white people would dress up for the Hamilton.
Okay.
I don't get that at all, but yeah, Hamilton's back. It's Christmas season. Are you gonna get presents for people or?
Yes, and my wife and I were stressed about it last night. We talked about it on the car ride, and oh my goodness, I even have our monitor up too loud. Sorry, guys. I even talked to my wife last night. I talked to my wife last night, and we were talking about. She didn't want to even try to figure out gifts, and I kind of spouted out like 5 things and knocked out all the people we really had to deal with, which is the kids, the parents, and each other.
Oh, your faux grandkids and your faux.
Yeah. Well, and then you know what? Even the fofos.
The faux.
Even the foes. We have that covered because even the person we were with, we got the kid a little digital camera that's like child-proof. You could throw it down and it's rubber.
We gave a 3-year-old a camera.
It's a digital, like waterproof and like crash-proof camera. So even if they dropped it or threw it down because they were frustrated, it's all rubberized.
Oh yeah.
And it's got the card it's got is like a little TFT micro SD. And so what it has is anyway, so she has a ton of pictures on it. We already took a ton of pictures.
I don't fucking care. What are you getting me for Christmas? I'm just kidding.
What am I getting you? It's right over there in a little plastic container.
When people ask you, what are you getting people for Christmas? What they want to know is, what are you getting me for Christmas?
Oh, like what are you getting?
What are you getting me?
What are you giving other people?
What are you fucking getting me?
They want to know what you're getting.
What am I getting for Christmas?
I don't want it. I don't want anything. The only thing I want is to be around my family and to be in a good, positive mental state.
I'm the opposite.
I already have enough toys and bullshit, and I'm not rich or anything, but I've got enough crap.
I want gifts. My family can kick it by themselves.
The last thing I bought myself was a $40 drone.
Oh, yeah?
And played with it like a kid.
Oh, like the New Jersey drones?
The New Jersey drones. Is that a name of a team? Sounds like a name of a sports
No,
team.
you haven't seen the news? There's a bunch of drones over in New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. No. They're just, it's a little 4K drone. Cost me $40. It was normally like $200 or $300.
I buy all my
bought it for
family a
$40.
bunch of weed, but it never seems to make it.
Wait, so hold on. I want to know what I'm getting for Christmas. I've been giving all year. I've been giving blood, sweat, and tears to the Junkyard Rat show.
What
am I getting for Christmas? What? Yeah, for Christmas.
Getting you a MAGA hat.
Oh, okay. Shit. Something to burn to keep me warm.
Me and the other guy who used to be on the station. We're gonna buy
a MAGA hat.
We're gonna get you an autographed MAGA hat.
Great. You know what I'm gonna do with the MAGA hat? I'm not gonna keep the MAGA hat.
Yeah, no, you're gonna.
I'll spell it. I'll spell the MAGA hat.
I've only seen one MAGA hat in San Francisco.
Really?
And there was a black guy. Yeah, I saw him.
I've seen lots of people sporting them, but I'm not in San Francisco proper. I don't know.
I haven't seen somebody wear it in a while. But yeah, I was in Haight-Ashbury yesterday. I went to the best pizza in San Francisco.
New York. Escape from New York.
Escape from New York.
where the George Carlin photo is.
Yeah, Escape from New York. It's a fun pizza place. It's a fun pizza place and stuff. It's cold outside. It's raining. It's raining. It's gonna be a cold winter. And I like the really cold winters are good for me because my birthday is in the spring. That means I'm gonna blossom a
You're
lot.
gonna blossom.
I'm gonna blossom this spring. But I wasn't born in the spring. Do you know what? Do you know why I wasn't born in the spring?
Why weren't you born in the spring?
Why would I'm asking you? Do you know why I wasn't
Because
born?
your mom wasn't lonely in that
Because because Chile is opposite seasonal. So when it's spring here, it's fall there. So I was born in the fall, but I was born in May. Isn't that weird? I was born in the fall, but that's why I like football so much. Even though I was born, that's why I'm a USFL football fan, because I was born in the fall, but I love football. So
Yeah, but humans don't have mating seasons.
they do have mating season.
It used to be, what do they say? What is it? Hot August nights go back to cold November nights or something.
Oh yeah. They don't call it hot August nights for nothing. Have you been to Reno for hot August nights? Or?
Yeah, I think once.
Oh yeah. That's like really fun out there and stuff. So it was Kabizi's funeral yesterday.
Yeah, I didn't make it because I knew I wasn't going to be back in the Bay in time. I didn't get back to I drove by where it was at like 10:30 at night or something. Yeah. That's how quick or how late I would have been.
I guess they cremated him later on.
Yeah, they had. I think they said public cremation.
I've never seen somebody get cremated.
I in the movies.
Oh yeah, I've never seen.
I've seen that like, they put the casket in the little oven and close the doors and.
If I had known, I probably would have gone. You know, if somebody had told me you can watch Kabizi get cremated, do they have it open or?
I don't. No, they don't have it open.
They don't have an open one.
No, they don't. You don't even get to see. No,
You don't get to see something.
It's like a metal container that they go in, like a metal casket that goes in there, and it's like it cooks them.
That sucks. I guess Kabizi was he booked all these people. I saw somebody online on Facebook sad because they don't know if they're gonna get booked anymore. And I'm like,
well, like I said,
is this really the time to be doing that kind of stuff? You know, I mean, the guy just died. They just cremated him. You know.
But okay, so you're gonna leave a legacy. I think this is true. I think you're gonna leave a legacy of however you lived your life.
Yeah.
What does that mean? It means if you ran around dissing people, you're gonna get dissed in the afterlife.
Oh yeah.
If you went around helping people and giving of yourself, hopefully people are a little bit more gracious and nice and speak of you well. I think a lot of Kabizi's legacy is, yes, he was a funny individual, but he was also very giving. And the way that he was giving to the community, the comedy community, is that he did it in the best way possible, stage time. We all want stage time.
Oh yeah.
And he gave out great quality stage time. He by the time I came up in this business, he was already doing real venues. It wasn't about bars and shit like that. He was doing actual comedy houses, comedy rooms, the improv, the punchline, the comedy store. I'm trying to think of what else I was booked for that was a really good show. But they were always like theaters or they were good venues. And so even with me, I didn't have that much interaction with the guy, considering how many times I got booked. Again, the shows I got booked were for KO Comedy, and he was one half of KO Comedy. But I always seemed to always interact with Sammy more because he was more accessible to me. It's not that Kabizi was inaccessible. It's just that I guess we all have different circles. But anyway, so he was giving. He was very giving of me, and it was in great shows. And yeah, I could see how people were going to go, oh, shit, I wonder where my next gig's coming from. Well, yeah, you're right. That is heartless.
You know that I don't know if I can be cremated because I got a nail in my knee in my foot, and those nails are like they're worth like a couple $100,000. You know,
They're pinned.
my titanium. If titanium ever like goes up in value, I might have to just cut off my foot and dig it out. You know,
Right.
I'll just cut off my foot and my knee. But like, what happens to the metal things? What happens to all the metal after they do it?
It's left. It's in there.
Is somebody gonna
Unless it's burnt at a certain temperature, it doesn't melt down. So
is somebody gonna go my ashes and take out my metal?
yeah, they sift it or they actually put it in with your remains because it was part of you.
The last thing I got of Chris is the screw that was in his knee.
Well, there was people that have lots of metal in them, and
Yeah.
I don't know what they do. I think they may sift whatever out, especially if it's something that's major. I don't even know what they do with major prosthetics like hearts and stuff like that. A lot of it I think burns up, but other stuff doesn't. And so like the heart valves or things like that, artificial hearts or so I don't know what that does, but things like metal, things like plates in people's heads and metal pins, I think those are just residuals, and they probably sift that out and dispose of that separately somehow.
I think I had a temp job at that cemetery.
You know what?
I had a temp job. I used to live in Hayward years ago.
Oh, a temp job.
I had a temp job at that. And one thing I learned about working in that cemetery, because it was like an office, right? They had an office area.
Right.
Those people are freaky as hell. You know, the religious people that work it, they're freaky as hell.
That work at cemeteries or
It's not, yeah, it's not, it's like the office area. You know, I got a temp job, right?
are they religious or are they just kind of
I don't know.
or are they
I
just
don't know.
kind of unique?
I think they're just people who did. I think they were just. I don't think it's like a religious cemetery, you know.
No, I think it's well, okay, so when people get buried at a cemetery, usually there's ceremonies.
Yeah.
But there's all different types of ceremonies. But so yeah, I think people are just very respectful of everybody's spiritual needs because if you get buried, most of the time there's some or there can be some religious connotation to it, like, oh, we're putting you into the earth. Some religions don't even want you to be cremated. And so, yeah, I think they're just trying to be very respectful to the dead and or any denomination because that's basically their business. They don't want to lose business because they don't work well with different faiths or
My
whatever.
favorite cemetery is in San Lorenzo near the Walmart. It's the cemetery.
Is this where you want to be buried next to the
I
Walmart?
don't even know if they let people get buried there. It's like an old ass cemetery. It's small.
You should
But
raise.
there,
You should
it
raise
looks
money.
like I don't know. It looks like I don't know what that. I don't know if you know. Have you ever seen it? It's on it's near
So-
Bayfair Bar,
Okay.
but it's like a block away from the Walmart. And this thing looks like they haven't buried people in years. But I don't know what the hell's, and I'm thinking that they buried me there, I could bring a lot of money in.
you could raise the property value of that
I could-
specific
I could
cemetery.
make this thing beautiful again, you know. Make the cemetery. I
Make
don't know
the
what the hell is wrong with it.
cemetery live again.
It's the craziest cemetery. I always thought this would be the best Halloween spot because I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's near the 7-Eleven, the Walmart on San Lorenzo. What's the name of that fucking boulevard? I forgot the name of it, but yeah. But yeah, it's sad, Kabisi. It's sad. 39 years old is hella young and stuff, you know? And I didn't realize he was like a gatekeeper in comedy. I guess he's kind of like a gatekeeper.
Just that whoever gets through. We were talking about that before.
Yeah.
Is he?
I didn't
I
realize.
guess he gave people opportunities in real rooms. So if they were talented and they were good and it was a decent show, they had a chance of furthering themselves.
They could bring like 30 people, maybe.
Well, not even that. So yeah, if they could, sure. But even if they didn't, even if they just brought their girlfriend or mom and dad or whatever, even if they just had nominals show up, if it was a well-produced show and other people brought people and it was a good turnout for the show and it was in a good venue and you're talented and you were funny, people would see that and go, you know what, I want to book that guy because they're funny. There's comedians that get booked and have to look for sets of comedy, and there's other ones that people come to them because they're so funny that everybody wants them on their show.
Mm-hmm. So how's your New Year's show going?
No, it's canceled. Told you last week, didn't I?
Why did it get canceled?
Because the producer is not a very good producer. To be honest, he's not a very good producer. And that's I don't need to sit here and rail on how bad somebody does their job, but yeah, he doesn't do it well. And
I think the problem is
this is like the final straw. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's like you gotta make it easy for people to buy tickets. You know, you gotta make it so people can buy tickets online to these events.
Right.
Like if you can't buy tickets online, then
no, that wasn't this producer's problem, but yeah, I think that is true.
Yeah.
I think you have to make it accessible. I think you have to get an understanding of how much I'm going to be paying and what I'm going to be getting for my money. And so, yeah, even if it's a $10 ticket, you should be buying it online. And it should be promoted before the show. And depending on how many comedians are on the show, again, everybody should do their job, which is promote and get butts into seats.
Oh, yeah.
And so if you have 5 comics and they all bring 5 people, that's 25 people that are in the room. Cool. That's better than nothing. And so that's a decent show, an audience of 25, depending on the venue. If you're in a big, huge theater, no. If you're in somewhere like the Punchline, that's 25 people, that's 1/8. That's 1/8 of their occupancy. I think they have a 180 or 190. It's almost 200. Yeah, 25 in a room at the Punchline or at the San Jose Improv is nothing. But if it's in a bar or a smaller venue, sure, absolutely. You like it? What do you? Is the stuff starting to kick in? Is the mushroom starting to kick in? What's going on?
Hell yeah. So hookah.
Yeah, right.
I went back to my hookah addiction.
Your
Friday.
hookah.
I went to the Urbana on the mission for my hookah addiction. I gotta say, hookah is the future weed.
Yeah, I didn't even know what you were talking about.
Hookah.
I didn't even know what hookah was.
OOKA, hookah. It's the future marijuana.
But it looks like a hookah, right? Is it a big, huge boss thing with a bowl on top and all the tubes coming off, or at least one tube coming off of it? And...
Okay, here's the secret.
Okay.
It's an electronic hookah, but it's for weed. It comes out of the Middle East.
Okay.
It's a big ass machine. It's called an hookah, and you gotta buy carts for it.
Okay.
And they got cookies. They got different. They actually got rosin. We were doing rosin the other day.
Right.
Not the women rosin, but like the other rosin.
Right.
Because I had a friend named Rosin. So.
Wasn't there a fighter? I can't remember.
There was a fighter named Rosin. But that my hookah addiction. But hookah is fun, you know. But it was weird, you know. It was weird. It was fun. I liked it. But
and how much do one of those machines cost, though?
I think they're around $400.
Yeah, that's like a fad. I mean, and then you're buying the
it's not really
pods
a fad.
that are like cape.
It's not really a fad. Because
it's not a fad.
You don't understand who I am. I'm the person that comes before the fad. I'm the one.
You're the trendsetter?
I'm the trendsetter.
Gotcha.
It's not a fad because, I mean, how many people do you know who own a hookah machine?
Well, don't know anybody who owns that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's not a fad yet. A fad, it's got to be at least 50% of the people own that thing.
It has to. Okay, so a fad has to be like the hula hoop. Everybody has to be doing it.
That's what I learned in my YouTube college class.
I just thought there's some fads that are so that you blink and they're gone.
It's true. Remember the spinners? Remember those little spinner things? See, you only.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You mean the fidget toy kind of
Yeah,
thing?
those things came in and out quick. They.
Well, even like the little kid pop things.
Yeah, having children is like a fad. People used to do it back in the day.
Yeah,
They
it
don't
never
do
caught.
that
It
anymore.
never caught on.
It
Is that
never,
what you're-
it never caught on. In Latin America, it caught on. I got cousins with 5 kids and stuff.
Right.
In fact, one of my cousins, my first cousin is going to become a grandmother. That's how I know I'm old. One
Gotcha.
of my cousins is going to become a grandmother and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah. So how many grandchildren do you have?
None so far.
You were talking about how many I got.
I know, but I'm planning to go straight to the grandkids. I'm gonna skip the kids and just go to grandkids.
Probably a good idea.
It's a lot cheaper just to have grandkids than kids these days,
And it's time consuming.
Hell yeah. I'm a cool uncle. I like to show off. My niece is in college in London. Not Hogwarts though.
Not
I think-
Hogwarts.
I think Hogwarts turned her down or something.
She's Slytherin.
She's Slytherin. Maybe she is. I don't
She's
know.
Slytherin.
She might be Slytherin and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, I got a big ass family. I got everything going on. Christmas is gonna be exciting. What are you doing for Hanukkah?
For Hanukkah.
Hanukkah.
We're already is it 25 days of Hanukkah? No. How many days of Hanukkah?
Hanukkah and
15?
Christmas is the same. They don't start
Sorry.
the same day and stuff.
Okay, but wait, hold on. You mean, but there's multiple days of, how many days of Hanukkah are there?
There's 8.
Okay, there's 8.
There's 8.
But
Don't you
it's-
know? Don't you know why there's 8 days?
But it starts.
That's why you.
Oh, that's right. The Adam Sandler movie.
8 days because the oil lasts for 8 days.
Yeah.
Don't you understand? Don't you know the story of Hanukkah?
I don't even
The
remember the 8
oil
days of
lasted for
Christmas.
8 days. 8 days.
So it starts on Christmas
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
ends on January 3rd?
That's because the oil was a lot cheaper back then. You could buy a lot of it.
Yeah, now you got to buy it in carts.
You gotta buy in carts. That's right. So it starts on the 25th. It's because they're in a different calendar than we are. Did you know the Chinese and the Jewish calendars are way different than us? They're on like year 5,000. We're on year 2,000.
I just learned that fact from you. Do you realize I just learned that fact that that's how long the oil lasts? And so now I've got a whole new joke, and it's based on how long my oil's going to last. I'm going to put a new cart in on December 25th.
That's right. See
Hopefully I make it 8 days.
8 days.
My cartridge with oil.
8 days.
Distillate. They call it distillate.
Do you like vape in front of the faux family too?
The faux family. Yeah. I vape wherever I want to. And then the only reason I don't like vaping, I'd rather smoke flower, but at
Me
this
too.
point, it's convenient to do a vape, which
Yeah.
is not better for your health. The only thing I like about it is the stuff I usually get is top shelf. I don't smoke shit.
Oh yeah.
But that's true with whatever I smoke. Even no matter what I put in my lungs, it's high quality.
I like to dab. I dab once in a while.
Well, even like that, people want to give you dabs, and it's like, okay, but what is your dab? Let me smell it. Let me look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll smoke some of that.
Oh yeah.
There's other times I go, oh no, thank you, appreciate it, because it's like, oh, that's gonna be harsh. That's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, dabbing is fun, but nothing like the hookah.
Nothing like
The
that.
hookah is the.
Oh, what is the thing that Amy Fisher had? What's that? Ever that thing is? It's a dab rig, and it's like a pyramid, and it's called like an hookah also, but it's literally like this tall, and it's like a glass. It's like a $400 device also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look up what that thing's called, but
Oh yeah.
that thing's like a hookah or hookah too.
What happened to the Long Island Lolita and stuff?
She's been busy doing lots of different
Oh, yeah,
events. and stuff.
I saw her a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, you saw her at Turknami.
Turnami. I guess they're gonna do that again next year.
Yeah, I guess it did pretty well, right? And I guess I'm going Sunday next time because apparently that's where the shit was being given out.
Yeah, the trick is they couldn't sell you weed, so as long as you ask them for it and they think you really want to buy it from them.
Yeah, no, I tell them straight up. They ask you what you're there for. They're like, hey, so what do you do?
You gotta ask for samples. I learned the hard way. The best way to get free shit out of them is like, hey, can I have a sample?
Right.
Can I get a sample?
Can I get a sample?
Can I get? I swear.
I just open my little bag and say trick or treat.
My friend walked out with like an ounce of free weed out of them, but just can I get a sample here? So of course, my friend isn't funny like because I say stuff that isn't the funnest thing. You know, there was one.
Man, I look fat in this thing.
There was one table where they had they made a cover with all the different awards their weed has won at the Emerald Cup over the years. And I mentioned to these people that I don't see a first prize on your table. They had second prize, 15th, 13th, but I'm like, I don't see any for you made a whole cover without mention. Why not just lie at this point? I would just lie. But then they said no, we won a couple of times, but that's how you not get free weed out of people. By mentioning like I don't see that your weed's ever won the first prize at the Emerald Cup. That's how I don't get free shit out. I say fucked up shit like that. See? That's what you shouldn't do. That's what you shouldn't do. I don't see any first prize on your table right there. I see second prize, 15th, 18th place. 18th place is nothing that you should be proud of, son. You fucked up somewhere. I don't know. You fucked up. That's how you not get free weed out of people. You know, but my friend, I don't know, he's clean cut. He looks like he's got money, so people give him free shit. I figured out later, if you look like you got money, you get more free shit out of people. They think you need something, they'll fight you over some shit. But you can afford like 10 of these. I'm just gonna give you one for free. I mean, it's as crazy as it sounds, is the reality of it. But I got some free shit there too, only because I piggybacked on them. You know, I hung out with them. And when they get from some free shit, I'll be like, what about me? What about me?
Well, that did you well.
What about me?
They gave you something, all right?
But I never got as much as he did, you know?
Yeah, because you're the second mooch in the last 30 seconds.
Me. I don't want to buy your shit. I'm the one here collecting the free shit. You know?
Well, yeah, I mean, and again, I think, like I said, the second day of the event, they give away more because they don't want to bring it back.
Yeah, because you know they got to put everything in boxes.
They gotta repack everything, and then they planned on giving everything that they have. They planned on giving out, unless it was for display purposes only. They planned on giving it out.
Now, if you convince them that you're also a grower.
I always use my thing. I'm an entertainer. I'm here. They go, what are you doing?
That's when they really hook you up. If you're like, I'm a grower too, and you're a grower, we grow. We're like growing people. You know?
Well, yeah, it's somewhere like Turknami where it's all about seeds, right?
Oh my, seeds are so beautiful. Look at your seeds.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah, but somebody, actually not even one of the vendors, some guy I was kicking it with from Bakersfield, I follow him on Instagram, but he just gave me a big bud and he said it's full of tahology seeds. So I grinded it up, took out the seeds. I got like 30 tahology seeds. I just don't got anywhere to plant my seeds.
Right.
And that's why I'm here today.
That's why you're here today.
I'm looking for somewhere to put my seeds. If you got an area for your...
I've got an area, but I just haven't done it. And I have so many seeds that are even maybe ahead of yours.
If there's anybody listening that wants my seeds, let me know.
Oh, you know who we could get? We could get Hens to do it for you. But he has actually...
Where is Hens? I haven't seen Hens.
He's been doing a lot of teaching of tennis.
Oh yeah, I remember he was a tennis teacher. I took a tennis class when I was a kid. I thought it was going to be John McEnroe. But it turns out
you were kind of John McEnroe, just without the tennis ability.
Well, no.
You had the bitching and yelling and screaming.
You know,
really well.
I broke a racket one time, a graphite racket.
Somehow I could see that.
It was in high school too. It was the P class. I think it might have been like one of the last days of school. We were playing tennis in class.
And you started playing with it.
And some girl hit the tennis ball right in my back. And I just took the racket and just broke it on the ground. That was the end of my racket.
That was the end of that career.
That was the end of my career. But at least I broke a racket. You know, a lot of people go through life without ever breaking a graphite racket.
Yeah, isn't that like hard to break?
Not that hard to break, right?
Oh, really?
No.
So graphite. Graphite is like composite metal.
Yeah, it's good. And it's not even metal. I think
It's like charcoal, like what is it?
it's like plastic.
It's a weird kind of thing, yeah.
It's like plastic. Yeah, I broke it. I feel bad. She hit me right in my back. I don't even know if it was on purpose.
You mean she threw it, but she threw a tennis ball and it hit your back?
She didn't throw it. She hit it. Like she hit it.
She had it in her hand and slammed it into your back?
No, she was on the other side. And
So she hit the tennis ball. Yeah. Like even if she wanted to do that,
I think
did she try to?
She was aiming, I think she was aiming for my fat ass. So, but
and missed it by that much.
She missed it. She was like aiming.
Well, it's not like she didn't have a big enough fucking target.
Yeah, if she had hit my ass, I would have been okay because
you would have been like, good shot.
Yeah.
All right.
My ass
That's
is like
good.
bouncy. You know, my ass has got bounced.
It's got some rubber bouncing back.
Yeah, I'm not proud of that. Like, at least I didn't hit anybody.
It's got some give. So if you're out there and you're listening, Junkyard's ass has got some give. So if you wanna,
I got a fat ass. You know, for a dude, I do got a fat ass.
it's got some give.
I do got a fat ass.
Oh, gosh.
People tell me I should transition because they're like, your ass is too fat for a dude. Like your ass would do well in the trans community and stuff. But I'm like,
It's a trans.
I've never had a dick in my ass.
It's raining men.
I'm not about to
Hallelujah.
do it.
It's
52.
raining
I think
men.
I'm too old to get a dick in my ass, you know? I think that's something you do in your
That's right. The Junkyard Rat Show expresses views that are not necessarily the views of the management here at Edge Studios Online.
This is
Any content that's being shared or contained.
Nothing. This is San Francisco. I'm okay with guys having anal sex. I'm okay with it in San Francisco. I'm okay with all that, but I've never done it, and I'm not about to do it. You know,
Facebook.
I'm too old for that shit. But I do got a fat ass. I do got a fat, and in fact, like I remember the first time I realized I had a fat ass. I was getting it was for my junior high graduation. We rented a tuxedo because who knew I needed it.
Who knew?
And my mom actually said, "You got a fat ass. Look at you, like your daddy. You got a fat ass like your daddy." I was like, "Thank you. I'm glad my dad gave me something good. You know, you got a fat ass like your daddy." I'm like,
"Oh,
that's not something you want to hear from your mom. Like, come on, mom. You know, don't say that about my daddy and me."
All right, so if there's any mutual friends of myself and the Junkyard Rat and you're watching the show, feel free to call us on Messenger and hang out with us and tell us how you're spending this holiday season. We would love to have a live chat viewer. So
what about the moron? What the hell's up with moron?
What's going on with moron?
Moron, Bashar. Any of you went to the Kabizi funeral?
Yeah, there's at least a couple viewers. So if you guys are watching, let us know. Get on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger, and call Paul Brumbaugh and
let us know
what you went to.
9 a.m. I couldn't get out there.
Oh, and that was the other thing. You couldn't go out there.
It was 9 a.m.
Why didn't you just carpool? Wasn't there a lot of people going?
Well, not any. I don't think Sammy was out there though. I don't think Sammy went.
Why wouldn't you think Sammy would go?
Because he's on tour.
Oh, he's on tour. I noticed a few people that were on tour. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, he was on. I don't think Vahe went, but at the end, I wanted to go, but then I thought about, like, do I really want to see this guy get cremated?
Well, that was afterwards, and I don't even know if that was by invitation only. And I don't think I would want to do that. I'm not that morbid. I mean, I would be interested in, but no, I think the reason I wanted to be there is just to show that support for the guy that died, but also support for my fellow comedians that were going through it.
I love Kabizi, but standing room only is not my type of place. I don't know
He
if
sold it out, huh?
I don't know if I can be standing that long. You know, I'm old.
He
I'm old
sold
as
it
fuck.
out.
He sold it out. He brought a lot of people and stuff. You
Oh,
know?
I bet you there
I
wasn't
saw a
no
lot. I
problem.
saw a couple of. I guess there was a crasher, some guy who showed up who hated him and stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
See, shit like that just doesn't make sense to me.
I mean it's Kabizi. Of course, there's people who hate him out there. You know.
Yeah, but okay, so then just don't go disrespecting his family and his memory. I mean, that's just
That is
people
true.
that are like that kind of have something wrong with them.
I know it's crazy.
It's like, okay, so even if you feel anything but sadness for another human being that dies, like you were just talking about the Luigi thing.
Yeah,
The guy had the CEO. No matter what he did, he still had a family. He still had, he was a son. He was probably a brother. He was probably a father. He was a husband.
he had
And so,
employees.
right, but okay, but what I'm saying is, just because you're a CEO doesn't mean all the time you're dictating policy. You're not the ones that are cutting people. You're right. It's not a very good job, but that's like saying, oh, you're a defense lawyer, you must be scum too. Or you're, anyway, I get that there's better jobs you could be doing that are more reputable and you could sleep at night and you're not this or that, but no one deserves to get killed because of their job.
And is one person really responsible for a whole company? I mean, for the company to do
Right.
fucked up
No,
shit, it takes a lot of
it's
people.
the board,
You got a board.
it's
Yeah.
it's your stockholders, it's a lot of things. It's not just you.
I got John Muir health insurance, and I know for a fact John Muir's hiding in the woods somewhere because he's afraid of somebody taking him out.
John Muir. The real John Muir?
Yeah, I got John Muir health insurance. Did you know that there's John Muir health insurance? Like
Sure.
in Oakland, like in the East Bay, there's like it's like a smaller version of Kaiser. But yeah, I got John Muir and he's hiding out. That's a bad joke because
Yeah,
I
I
think John
get it.
I think
It was in the woods.
I think John
The
Muir's
Muir
like,
woods.
dead, but, like John Muir's hiding out because they're trying to cancel him. I guess he's racist.
I was gonna say, why is he hiding out? Because he's
They're-
over so many years old or his.
No, he's racist. They're trying to cancel him. But the thing
And
about
how long has John Muir been dead for?
for a
100
while,
years.
but that doesn't mean you can get canceled. People don't realize you can be dead.
They dig you up and.
You can be dead and they'll still try and cancel
Oh
your
yeah,
ass.
for sure.
They'll still try and cancel you. But the thing about it, I always thought that he might have been racist because all these people who love the woods, they don't like people. And I don't think he was racist. I think he just hated everybody. And they decided that his hatred for certain groups.
I don't know enough about John Muir.
I don't know either. But John Muir's everywhere. In Martinez, they got his house. You can go to the John Muir house.
Okay.
Yeah, so. But the other weird thing is I see people on Facebook, my Facebook friends, talking about how much of a hero Luigi is. And I'm like, don't you work in corporations with CEOs? I mean, at what point do you think, like, what point does the hero thing turn into, like, I hate my boss too? You know
Right.
what I mean?
Well, yeah, and it's I get it. There's a lot of people that are disenfranchised with different parts of government, different parts of big corporations, big pharma.
This was a rich kid, though. I don't think he got turned down by this insurance company at all. He had back surgery. I guess he had a bad surfing accident. He had back surgery, but his family is wealthy. I think
He wouldn't have been homeless. He wouldn't have had to do without, right?
No, but the thing I was thinking about it, you had back surgery. There might have been drugs involved, because you had back surgery. They give you a shitload of drugs. It might have
You
been.
mean he wasn't thinking straight? But isn't that the truth with any murder?
Yeah.
Even if they don't get the insanity plea?
Well, the first thing you do is you get rid of your fucking gun. Especially, they couldn't trace the motherfucker because it was a ghost gun.
Oh, there's so many times where this guy could have not done what he did. And so it was done with forethought and malice.
And ghost guns are really popular. In fact, Casper told me he has a ghost gun. But
the friendly ghost gun.
And they're trying to outlaw ghost guns.
I wonder if that phrase alone on your podcast will get that part of it muted.
Yeah.
Using that term.
Casper.
Yeah, Casper, no.
Casper,
ghost gun.
Ghost gun. And the thing about, they're trying to outlaw ghost guns.
They should be.
How can you outlaw something that people can make in their house? You can outlaw it, but how can you control?
But why are people doing that? It's not just because it's cheap and it's their right.
Because they can be traced.
Why? Yes, sir. That is why it would be illegal. That is why it would be illegal. And then the other thing is, most of the time they can't be picked up by metal detectors.
But the thing about it is, how the hell do you make a gun in your computer? Like, I don't even understand all that.
Well, we're not going to go into it and describe it on the show.
Do they have is there like machines is there machines you can buy that they make plastic stuff?
Yes.
You know? Because I'm like, what do you mean you can make a ghost? How the fuck do you make stuff on
So they do everything from whatever you can think, arts and crafts. So let's keep it arts and crafts.
Yeah.
So you know how a printer connects to a computer, right? Like if I needed to print a piece of paper, and you just hit print, and all of a sudden you're reading what you were just reading on the screen on a piece of paper. Well, this does the same thing, but what it does is it generates a 3D graphic. And what the paper is, it's not paper, it's actually the string that's made out of plastic. And what it does is it makes a model of it. And it literally just has the thing that goes across it. Here, let me get my camera on so that you guys can see me. It just, when it prints, it literally lays plastic in a line, and then it knows, oh wait, I have to change directions. Oh, I gotta go diagonally. So if you were to build something, just let's say a plastic figure, let's say this mouse, that would take forever because it does it like inch by inch, not even inch by inch, molecule by molecule, man.
Yeah.
It literally, it's like having like a glue gun or something, and the glue is actually plastic, and it keeps laying it out until you stack it. It's almost like making your own Lego thing with liquid plastic. And so that's what it does. You would have to put into the program that I needed to be shaped exactly like that. And then you hit print, and it's not like a piece of paper. It doesn't print in a minute or 5 seconds. It actually takes hours. So if I was to make this on a printer, on a one of those kind of printers, to make that mouse, it would take 5 hours. You have to hit enter and walk away, and 5 hours later, you would have a piece of plastic that looked like that.
But then you gotta build it. You know?
Well, then you have to, like with this, it has electronics in it. You would have to hollow it out and make the electronics. With a gun, you would have, with anything, you would have to, it's just a raw piece of plastic at that point. You would have to fashion it into whatever you're trying to do. And in this case, it was a gun.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I've seen people make everything from like keychains to little pieces of art to whatever, but now people are doing it and they can put in a program, and you can probably get the program online to make a ghost gun, which is ridiculous. Those are the people that should be locked up. People selling programs that are making these ghost guns or making it easier. You shouldn't be able to go and watch a YouTube video.
I mean, they should be able to know where those videos are, you know?
Well, they do. YouTube constantly has bots and people looking for, you know, how to make whatever. And I don't want to use those kind of words because that's the kind of stuff that will stop your podcast. We'll literally get off the air and we'll have notifications that says, oh, you were using terms like how to make something bad that's going to hurt people. We don't need that, and they shouldn't have that. But that YouTube has their watchdogs, if they're bots or if they're people, and they're looking for videos like that. But people are constantly uploading things like that too.
Yeah.
They're supposed to do a check before you can actually finalize the video. So as I'm uploading or streaming things, if I'm streaming it in real time like we are right now, you could be in violation if you do the wrong thing.
Oh yeah.
And so, yeah.
Like they'll show up and arrest you for that shit.
No, so even like you used to, you couldn't say anything bad about the president, or you were a threat. Secret Service was going to be at your door. Times have changed a little bit, but in a lot of ways they haven't. So like even right now,
I just want to say I love Pelosi. I love Nancy Pelosi.
okay,
She's great. She's like the greatest politician we ever had in San Francisco.
right?
Next to Willie Brown and what's her name? Yeah, we're not. At the end of the day, I find it weird that people on Facebook, my Facebook friends, are like, they're thinking, but what if your girlfriend was on Facebook talking about how hot this guy was? Would you dump her?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, isn't that kind of weird? Like your girlfriend's like all thirsty for this guy, he's so sexy.
Are you talking about Luigi again?
Yeah, Luigi.
Okay, so the reason is because apparently he's psycho.
Of course he's psycho, but all these guys got a lot of women in jail. Like it's always weird.
Well, even now, here he is. He's this guy that's that everybody knows is a killer, but there's all these women online that are throwing their panties at him.
Well, I mean, I know
That's
a
ridiculous.
lot of women who love the serial killer.
Love the bad boy.
Yeah.
Okay, they love the bad boy. But when they get down to it, do they really love the killer? That's horrible. That's horrible. Where is this world coming to?
I mean,
holy smokes, folks!
I know some women that were like really were into serial killers. Remember Corey Spencer?
Yes, I remember Corey Spencer.
Corey was big on serial killers. She knew all this shit about the serial killers.
Well, some of that stuff's intriguing why people do it. I mean, I watched movies like The Zodiac and stuff like that.
She had like serial killer posters and stuff in her room.
I think certain things are intriguing. I think human nature and what people do is very interesting, even if they're psychos. You wonder what makes them tick, but
yeah. I never liked the true crime. I'm not into the true crime shows.
Right.
I'm not into any of that shit, Not unless it involves athletes, I'll watch that shit. But yeah, some women like the whole true crime thing. It's different. I don't know. It's different. But
Absolutely.
But I mean, it's weird. Like I don't think. What if this guy wasn't white? You think they would be making him into a hero? He was a different race.
Right.
You think it's a racial thing,
No, partially. I think everything in this country has some racial undercurrent.
And you think it's appropriate to ask people about their medical insurance when they're discussing this guy? Like what's going on with your medical? Do you have medical? Is that the real reason you're upset with him? Because you're upset with your own medical insurance, or is it appropriate to ask people that kind of question?
If you're mad with your insurance company, I think if people were to take a survey, you have to take surveys now when you go see your doctor, right? You have to take a survey on, like if you've been depressed or you're having problems, concentrating and all that shit. One of those questions should say, hey, are you mad at your medical insurance company?
Yeah.
And that answer would probably, yeah.
And the weird thing is these medical, like the insurance companies aren't popular at all.
No.
Especially in California.
They charge too much, they give you too little, and they jack you. And so that's why he's getting the following he's getting. It's almost like he's a Robin Hood. And it's like, really? Come on, folks. Again, he killed someone. He's not like he's protesting and I got through to Congress and got them to change their ways.
Yeah.
He just went and shot somebody in cold blood. That's not, that you shouldn't reward somebody for that.
Now, I gotta say, there's a couple things I like about the guy. He's into the breakfast menu at McDonald's because they saw him eating hash browns.
Yeah, put down the hash brown.
I think the best food at McDonald's is and I'm really upset with McDonald's because the 5-meal deal didn't last that long. So I understand why people are upset with McDonald's because the 5-meal deal didn't last that long. But I don't think we should be making a hero out of this guy, but who am I to judge? You know, people get bored.
Right.
A lot of stuff is because you're bored out of your fucking mind, you know.
Right.
My suggestion is you go adopt some homeless crackhead for fun and fuck the shit out of them for a couple weeks. Anytime you get bored and you'll realize maybe, you know, maybe it's not that fun. Maybe normality is more fun, you know.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. Go adopt a homeless crackhead for a couple weeks. See what fun really is all about.
Right.
I don't think the Menendez brothers are getting out anytime soon. I think they got fucked over.
Yeah, I can't believe they got that close being reconsidered for whatever because of a Netflix special.
Well, no, I think there's a lot of famous people, you know.
Well, apparently there was a lot of people that were behind that, but also there was new evidence that came about, and so I understand that they're doing it, but they're literally doing it because of the attention that things were brought.
They're rich kids. They're gonna get out sooner or later. I mean, these fools aren't gonna be in jail for life. They're rich kids, you know.
Right.
Because everybody thinks they're rich kids. We're gonna get them out.
Mm-hmm.
They seem like nice guys. They got married in jail. You know, the fact that.
But again, here's a couple of people that killed their parents.
Yeah.
And it was brutal. Not even that. It's not like they slipped them a drug, they fell asleep and never woke up again.
Yeah.
They took shotguns to them. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Again, sorry, you probably shouldn't get out for that, regardless of why. I don't, even if you were abused.
Well, I can explain that because they're Cubans.
Oh
Of
no,
course.
this is gonna
They're
go
Cubans.
good.
I
This
mean,
is gonna go well.
Don't you ever watch like the
Welcome to the Junkyard Cancellation
they're
Show.
Cubans? So that's how Cubans deal with other Cubans. You know, they're not. They just took.
Cigar for cigar. What? I
Yeah,
don't get it.
they take. That's how it is. Don't you watch like Scarface?
Yeah, I've been watching. You've been watching too many movies.
You watch Scarface. That's what they do.
I've seen that movie
The
too.
Cubans, they love shotguns. you
Right.
know. But I think the fact that it happened in Beverly Hills, and the other thing is, if it happened like in the middle of nowhere, I don't think they would have received lifetime sentences. I think the fact that this case was famous, because this happened,
So otherwise they would have got a death sentence,
they might have, you know.
or they would have got away with it. What do you think?
Actually, they wouldn't because California had no legal death sentence back then.
Right.
The death sentence wasn't around. That's one of the reasons why they didn't. But the truth is that they won the first case, didn't they? And I think that if they had been open about, I think it's different. But I think they got fucked the DA. But I don't know. Biden can't get them out because of the state case. That's the other thing that Biden. I think Biden can't. I think Gavin could get him out. Gavin can get him out.
Oh yeah, the governor can do anything. So can the president.
No, because it's not a state case.
Oh, Biden can get him out. But I thought he can pardon anybody. It has to be a federal case.
Oh,
I thought he could pardon anybody.
Maybe he could.
I thought the president can pardon anybody going out.
My thing is, they'll get out. Did you hear about one of the 49er players who refused to go in?
Into what?
Into the game on Thursday?
No, why?
Because he was the starter for he was the starter the whole season. He got brought in.
Oh, he got knocked down from starter to second string?
Well, he got brought in because Greenlaw got injured during the Super Bowl. So
right.
The guy who was the starter couldn't play. So they brought this guy in, and Greenlaw came back for the first game this season against the Rams. And Greenlaw started, and this guy got upset, and he refused to go in.
So is that a breach of contract? Shouldn't he get nailed for that?
Well, they suspended him.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get part of their money back.
Well, yeah, because again, breach of contract. If you're a player and you're sent into the game, that's like not showing up for work and wanting to get paid for it.
He's like a 9-year vet too. Like he was getting paid $5 million and he refused to go in. You know.
Yeah, he should not only get penalized and not paid or whatever, but he should get fined.
He got dressed up too.
And at some point they should say, hey, you refuse us again like that in the middle of a game? we can suspend you.
Oh no, they suspended him for the last 3 games.
Oh, okay, there you go. Because he shouldn't go on unpunished. I mean,
No.
people can't just sign up, get contracts with this big old money, and then say, I don't want to play.
Yeah, he refused to go in. He dressed up, refused to go in. The GM tried to kick his ass. So, I mean, this guy, our GM is a Hall of Famer. He ain't no joke. He ain't some college guy who's never played in the NFL. He's a Hall of Famer. He'll beat your ass if you don't want to go into the game. He handled it his way, but it was a sad situation.
It's a sad, sad situation.
The saddest thing is I didn't even get to watch the game. I went
It was 49ers who?
I went to Barbary Coast to watch the game, but they didn't have the game on. And
Why are they doing that? They should be watching the game. I thought they...
it was on Prime. Maybe they don't get Prime. It's on Prime. And the thing I learned about these places is the one thing you don't do at one of these lounges is you don't annoy the employees. So I wanted to ask, hey, can you put it on the Niner game? But then I realized I don't want to annoy these people. I don't want them remembering who the hell I am.
So they don't fuck with you next time?
Yeah, so I was like, I'm just going to sit here and not say anything. But I knew they were going to lose. That's the kind of fan I am. I just know it, they're going to lose. I'm not even that upset about it, you know. I'm not upset about it, you know. I'm not upset.
You keep telling yourself that, though.
But the thing is, you know, I learned the hard way about football. I used to get upset when they would lose. But at the end of the game, you see these players, they're like having fun with the other team. They're like high-fiving, hugging each other. And I realized these people aren't even upset. Why should I be? They're the ones that lost. I had nothing to do with it. It wasn't me out there getting my ass kicked. It wasn't me who dropped the ball or didn't catch the ball or kicked the ball the wrong way or didn't tackle somebody. That wasn't me, goddammit.
It wasn't me.
I'm just a loser smoking a joint watching a big ass TV, you know?
Right.
That's just me wearing the Christian Cafferty jersey. But that's not me. That's why I don't even get upset anymore. You know,
what were they watching in there? Did they have some other entertainment or what was that?
They have 5 TVs. They had one on a fireplace.
And because it's the holidays.
And then they got one on the waterfalls.
So it's all about the ambiance.
Because
there's
something beautiful about rain and weed. Because it takes rain to grow weed. Do you see what I'm saying? You got fire to light the weed. You got the waterfall to grow the weed. It's beautiful. And then they got it on the Fox Weather Channel, which and it's always on the Fox Weather Channel.
It's always on the Fox.
I didn't even know there was a Fox Weather Channel. I have no clue why the Fox Weather Channel. I don't know. And they had it on football games yesterday, but I don't even know. I think it was on local TV. But like I said, the last thing you want to do at this place is annoy the employees. That's why I didn't say anything. I was like, I'm gonna sit here. And the other thing is because I bought a joint and I was like rolling joints, so I didn't want them to come watch me like you're not even smoking our weed. Like I don't want that shit going down. So and they had free coffee and I got a muffin, so I was like,
so don't rock the boat?
I don't rock the boat. I learned the last thing you want to do is
piss somebody off at a club.
Piss somebody off at one of these places because they always work somewhere else. You never know. I've known people who worked at one dispensary. I knew one guy who worked at a dispensary in San Francisco. I went to one in Martinez and Bark, and he was there.
Well, that's kind of like with bartenders. You should always treat bartenders really well.
Yeah.
Especially if you're in a small town, because even if there's only a handful of bars that you would drink at, if that bartender lives near that town, they might go from one bar to another, and you might go to two.
I always tip the bartenders too. I tip them unless they do one thing. There's only one thing that if they do this to me, I don't tip them.
What's that?
If they give me a 5 and no one give me 5 once, I'm not gonna tip them. If they want to get tipped, they got to give me some ones. You know what I'm saying? I'm like a,
You're not in the tip of $5.
I'm not gonna give them $5.
And you're not asked for change?
Well, no, because they gave me the 5. I think that's how it is.
Right.
They want a tip. They gotta hand me a bunch of $5 ones. They give me the 5 and no ones. I'll be like, I'm not gonna give them a bunch of coins.
Right.
I'm not one of those people. But I do tip the bartenders. I do tip them. But yeah, I really like the Barbary Coach, because they got the coffee and the free muffins and stuff. But yeah, I didn't want to rock the boat. I'm one of those people, you don't want to rock the boat or you don't want to ask employees for anything, especially if you're just buying joints,
Right.
And I'm not, and you can rent out like bongs and you can rent a lot of stuff, But it's Barbary Coast is really chill.
Yeah, you said they had gravity bong.
They have I don't know if they got a gravity bong. They had one of Mo Greens. But yeah, you can check out the gravity bong. They got a like a dabbing area, so you can dab too.
Right.
But that's my thing is you never want to ask these people, hey, can you do this or why you got on the Fox Weather channel? What do you guys like, MAGAs or something? You're MAGA weather people? Why is it on the Fox Weather channel?
Right.
Why have we it's freezing out here. Why can't you put on the heater? Why is it you got like a fireplace, but then you got the air conditioning running and it's like 40 degrees outside? I'm not going to say that to them, you know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, why haven't your weed come in first place? I'm only going to say that to a vendor at a place I'll never see again. But yeah, so that's why. But at the end, I wasn't even that surprised. I'm like, these people, I don't know. They're running back. I mean, I don't know. You can't win every year. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't win every year. I'm a diehard 49ers fan. But like I said, those people aren't even in San Francisco anymore. They're in Santa Clara.
Right.
And that's how techies are. So it doesn't sound like you give a fuck about the Niners.
No, the Niners have left this town just like the Raiders have left Oakland, just like the A's have left too.
The 49ers really never were in San Francisco.
Not really. They were in Redwood City even for a while.
Candlestick Park is like in South City, isn't it? It's not even...
Right. It's Brisbane.
It's Brisbane. It's not even San Francisco.
Right. No, I get it. But again, it was... Yeah, I guess I get what you're saying, but... Yeah.
Yeah. The whole drama...
So they were in San Francisco proper at one point. Didn't they have Kezar Stadium?
Yeah, they used to play at Kezar Stadium.
So they were in the heart of Golden Gate Park.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you mean ever since they left Kezar, they've never really been the San Francisco Niners?
Nah.
They've been the Brisbane, then the Santa Clara.
Well, the Warriors came from San Francisco before they went to...
The Warriors.
Before they went to Oakland, they used to
play... But they're also
the
the Golden State Warriors.
They used to play, but they used to be the Philadelphia Warriors. They came from Philadelphia. They used to be the Philadelphia Warriors.
You got some good history. You have some good, especially sports. You're definitely better sports-minded than I am.
The A's used to
stats,
be the Philadelphia A's, the Kansas City A's, the Oakland A's, and now they're the Sacramento River Rats.
Yeah.
I hope somebody's not calling.
And that's what I call them, the River Rats.
They're going to be the River Rats.
The Jungle Cats, the River Rats.
The Sacramento River, Oakland, the River A's or whatever they're going to be. Then they're going to be the Las Vegas A's.
All right.
But
I just saw somebody with, I think that's the first year I've actually seen for Vegas out here. It was the Las Vegas Raiders. I saw a guy sporting a jacket earlier today, and I was like, oh, yay? No. Ralph said something, Tycho said something about, there should be a thing for eminent domain. Let's try that again. There should be a thing for eminent domain, that if a team is born somewhere, it should stay there. And if it has to move because they want to sell it because there's no money in it or whatever, then they should come up with a whole new name.
Well, this is the way I'm going to explain it to people.
Okay, please explain it to me.
The Raiders have an owner, right?
Yeah.
But this guy doesn't really own the Raiders. He's renting them. The NFL actually owns the name rights to all the teams.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
okay,
So
keep going.
You can't change if you own Oakland Raiders. You can't move on your own. You gotta the NFL.
Yeah, you have to apply with the league or.
You can't change the fucking name because the league owns the name. The league owns the Oakland A's. Now the A's.
They own the name, the Oakland A's.
They own the A's name, and the A's are a franchise that goes back over 100 years.
Right, like you said, Kansas City and everything else.
I don't think people realize. I mean, people think that the A's just showed up in Oakland one day, but their historic name, the green and yellow, the Giants. But the reality.
Well, even our Giants too.
Yeah.
They were in New York.
But the reality is that the league owns all these names. They own
the rights to the names.
Yeah, they got everything trademarked. Baseball is a weird thing.
They might not own the entity, the team itself, but they own the name.
Well, have you ever thought it was weird that nobody's ever tried to compete with baseball?
What do you mean?
Nobody's ever started a baseball league.
Oh, you mean like they've done with the NFL when the NFL went on strike? They had, stadium?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
so they've never had an alternative baseball league that's pro?
Because the U.S. government decided that
it's our national pastime.
It's our national pastime. You can't compete with the Major League Baseball. But that's the only sport. But that's the thing is, like, you might own the Vegas Raiders, or you might be the owner but you're just kind of renting it, you know what I mean? You're kind of renting it, And that's the other thing.
You have to license it, and it has to be approved by the league.
Yeah.
Because it's their league.
Now, the other weird thing about, like, if you're renting, if you own the property, or you're renting the property, like, that's what I'm saying. But, yeah, it is. It's, because I was reading that the Mushroom Church, the one nearby, is going out of business because the government wants them to keep fixing windows that keep getting broken.
Right.
So that means that they must own the building, because if you're renting the building, you're not in charge of fixing things, right?
Okay.
Is that how it is?
Sure.
Because if people keep breaking their windows trying to get in and steal the mushrooms, which I guess the city told them you gotta build better windows, and they're like, fuck it, we're leaving this place, going back to Oakland, because they still got the Oakland store. That means that they gotta own it. Like if you're renting property, and that's the whole question.
Well, when you rent property nowadays, most of the time the owners will require for you to get like homeowners or renters insurance.
Yeah, so
it's not on the owners. If some shit happens, like if somebody broke into your establishment, it's on you.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, but that in sports, the league owns these things. They own the names.
They have all the rights. They can call the shots.
They can call the shots.
Right.
Oakland, you might be an Oakland A's fan, but there was somebody in Philadelphia crying because the A's left. Probably not. Somebody in KC's like, why are the A's leaving? Probably not. But you gotta understand, these teams have a history. They go back hundreds of years.
As we both take our ceremonial puff.
What is this anyway? What flavor is it? This is really good.
That one's diamonds.
Oh, diamonds?
Mine's a brandy blue dream.
This one's really good.
Yeah.
But
that one's expensive.
Yeah, so in fact, like next week's show is gonna be right before Christmas. What are your Christmas plans?
I'm gonna stay close to home. Over the next couple of weeks, I've got some stuff to do around the studios here.
Do you got a tree
for the new year?
Do you got a tree already, or
no? Need it. Should have already decorated, but between all the stuff that I've done over the last, realize I'm sitting weird again and crossing my arms. over the last few weeks, actually over the last 6 weeks, I've been constantly on the road. And so I haven't had time to decorate our home, get a tree, anything. So, and usually we even have the fake tree. And I haven't even pulled out the fake tree.
What color is your fake tree?
It's a green one.
Is that, when you get one of these new Christmas trees, you can get them in different colors these days.
Yeah, no. No, it's a green one. It looks like a real Christmas tree, kind of.
Now, people say having the plastic trees is worse for the environment than a real tree.
Well, it depends on what you mean by that. Yeah, you have to dispose of that tree. Every year you shouldn't be buying a tree, or every other couple of years you shouldn't be trying a tree. You should buy one tree that's going to last a generation.
Now, some of my fondest memories as a kid is when they dragged us up to the mountains to cut down a tree.
I like that.
But you know what?
I used to do that with my kids. I did that at least a handful of times, brought them over to Half Moon Bay.
But you know, the weird thing is, I never understood why we just couldn't go to the local park and cut down a tree.
Yeah.
Like, there's no fucking...
Well, you couldn't. Then you would have been like, what is it, the Bundys?
Yeah.
You know, I think Al Bundy did that on an episode. Went to like the national forest or went to the park and went and cut something down and got busted.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they still cut down trees? They go up to the mountains?
Like I said, the ones that I used to do is, oh, you mean like on Little House on the Prairie kind of shit? No.
Do they?
But they still have places where you go up to the mountains and you cut them, but they're Christmas tree farms.
Yeah.
And that's where I used to take my kids, is out to like Half Moon Bay. There was like Santa's Christmas trees, and they would give you the little folding saw. They wouldn't give it to you. They'd sell it to you or rent it to you or whatever. It was the whole experience. It was like, oh, if you get under a 6-foot tree, it was $30 or something, and then $5 for the saw.
Yeah.
And it's one of those folding ones. You have to sit there and hack at it for a while. I did that even with Christine.
I'll just bring my own saw.
I wonder how many times Christine and I did that. At least twice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's building a house up in Half Moon Bay.
Once or twice? Oh.
I have a friend who's building a house in Half Moon Bay.
Yeah.
And I never realized why these things take so long to build. Because you got to go through the government. They got to approve your property, you know.
Right.
They have a land, but then I never understood, like, where I live in Walnut Creek, they built all these little shop areas, right?
Right.
But they stood empty for a couple of years, and everybody's like, why can't they rent these things out? Because the government didn't allow them to be rented out. I never realized how much the government bureaucracy is involved when you're building shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's 2024. Can we get the government off our ass? If we want to build something, and we want to have a business come in, now it's beautiful. Now we got Crumble. You know the cookie company Crumble?
No.
There's a cookie company called Crumble.
There should be.
It's really damn good. It's really damn good.
Where are they? It's like a packaged cookie in the store, or no?
No, it's a chain. It's called Crumble.
Okay.
In fact,
so is it like a Starbucks drive-through?
No, it's a store. It's called Crumble. They're gonna be everywhere. Just wait. Give it a year. There'll be a Crumble everywhere.
There'll be a Crumble everywhere.
I don't know how many stores there are, because I saw that Susan Maletta drove all the way to Walnut Creek to get the Crumble cookies. So there can't be many of these stores because she's all the way
Oh no, it's gonna be like everything else. It's gonna be like Chick-fil-A or In-N-Out, or it's gonna be one of those things you have to have.
Yeah.
Happy Donuts.
There's a Crumble.
Or not Happy Donuts. What is it called?
There's a taco place. There's a Starbucks. There's a yogurt place.
So it's gonna be the latest Krispy Kreme.
But there's no liquor stores. You know, and these people, old people drink like motherfuckers. They drink. So there's no liquor, there's no dispensaries. Why can't we get a dispensary in this area? There's not many dispensaries in Contra Costa. They got some.
It usually has to do with law and legislation.
Richmond, yeah, there's no dispensaries, you know.
The city doesn't want that dirty money.
We got
which is scary because there's a lot of money in cannabis.
We got We got a store, a physical therapy place.
There's a lot of money in
There's a
cannabis.
barber, and there's a store for dog food. There's a dog food store. There's a dog food store.
But there's not a cannabis store, so you're pissed off.
There's no cannabis store. There's a place to do your nails, to cut your hair, make you all look hot. You know, a lot of my neighbors, they might be 80 years old, but god damn it, if they don't spend a fortune on their hair, they never stop working on their.
I used to make a remark like if somebody looked good for their age, I'd say, oh, they're well preserved.
They're
like, wow, they're 70, but man, they're well preserved.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. I found out that the pool's been closed for 2 months. The indoor pool.
Why?
Because they're fixing it. They're putting
for 2 months. It's
for 2
December,
months.
so that would have been what, in October?
You know, thank God I never asked my mom why she wasn't at the pool. I'm like,
Oh, it's an
I'm
indoor.
trying to watch football, Mom. I can't go to the pool. You know,
I would like the indoor pool. That'd be nice.
it's a huge pool. Yeah.
At your facility at Rossmore or whatever.
There's like 4 pools.
Really?
There's 4 pools, 2 golf courses, a movie theater.
I bet, because when I was driving by there on the freeway, it looked like a fucking country club.
It is a fucking country club. I swear to God, they got every. You know, I like to call it like
I
a.
go, oh, that's where he lives. And I fucking pointed at it, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, Jesus.
It's like a college for seniors. They got everything a college has
They
got.
even said the
They
one
got-
time they have live shows and shit there. And
They
stuff.
got live shows. Yeah, they got.
Who did you see play there? Someone good.
I've seen. I think Will Durst was down there. I saw Will Durst.
Well, Durst once, but you also, I think.
Tammy's been there. The SF comedy competition is there every year.
See, that's a good little.
Yeah, they got classes. They
They
got
must have a good theater.
they got a good theater. The biggest Democratic club in the state is located where I live. 1,000 members.
So there's money.
1,000 members.
That means there's money.
And that brings me to something that every time I come to the city and I get off of Powell, I always walk by that building near the mall that used to be the Kamala Harris headquarters in San Francisco. It's empty now. And every time I walk by, I like tear up. And I look in there and I think, I wonder if Kamala was ever in this place. And it tears me up.
What was it? It was her. What was it? What's the facility? It was her what? Her campaign?
It was I think it was the Democratic headquarters.
The DNC.
The DNC in the Bay Area was located right next. It was located right next to the mall on Market and I think 4th or 5th.
Okay.
But now it's like empty and they got it opened up. They got it opened up so you can look inside. And I always walk by. I look in there and oh man, what could have been? What could have been? Look at this empty place.
But now you have jokes for the next 4 years that are going to be scary.
Yeah, but
Because every one of these things he's making, have you seen all these choices he's made? Oh my God.
who?
They're all so comical. Trump.
He never named me to the ATF.
He should have named you to the, I don't know, to
I
the
wanna
drug czar to
I want to be
Mexico
head of
or
the
something, or
ATF.
to Chile.
I want to be head of the ATF, the ass, titty, and fucking group. You know.
Yeah, that ought to get you banned.
the alcohol, tobacco, firearms. But you know the thing about Trump, he's a fun guy. He's a funny guy, and he believes in social media. And this is going to be a problem. But I do think some of the people he named for a couple of posts, he knew would piss people off and would never get through the nomination.
Right.
And he did it just because he needs you to be pissed off. Some of these people, I think like, there's no way this guy would, and he did it because he knows you gotta keep social media running.
Right.
Now, I don't think people understand Trump could never have risen to this level without social media. social media brought Trump to us. Made Trump president. He is really the social media president. He's like the biggest social media guy. The memes and all this shit, you know. But I think that one guy from Florida, what was his name? Who we named to a post to who the guy who they keep saying he's banging 17-year-olds.
Oh, Matt Gaetz.
Yeah, this guy was never gonna get through, but he knew he needs to name a couple of people just to get the fucking people upset. He needs to get the news running and stuff.
Right.
So a couple of these picks, I thought, yeah, this guy's just a jokester. You know, he's a funny guy. You know,
He's a funny guy.
Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi Gabbard is. She's never. I don't know. She's not even qualified for this shit. But you need to keep people upset, and that's what people don't realize about Trump. He understands social media, and he understands it. You know, he understands how this game works.
He knows how to play the game.
He knows how to get people on the internet complaining about it, you know? There was one picture of the former governor in New Jersey, that big fat guy, what's his name?
You're talking about Chris Christie.
They had a picture of him, all these drones delivering McDonald's.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And I'm like, it's fucked up. I'm a fat dude. I don't think that's funny. But
Although you're smiling right now and kind of in glee. So wait, hold on. You don't think it's funny at all, huh?
What?
You don't think you notice they weren't delivering them salads.
But
You notice they were delivering them like
but
Big
the
Macs
thing
and
is-
quarter pounders
The
and shit.
thing is, dude, if drones were delivering McDonald's, I'd be like,
Did you notice the one was actually bringing him like a Shamrock milkshake?
oh really?
Yeah, see, you were thinking this is funny shit. And you're sitting there supporting it because you're drinking a McCafe.
Yeah.
What the fuck's wrong with you? You fucking sellout. The rat's a sellout.
I'm not a sellout, you know. I'm
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
not a sellout because I like.
You're
redheads.
pitching their hash browns.
I like
You're
redheads.
drinking their coffee.
I've always had a thing for redheads, and I'm sorry. That's why Wendy's is another one. They had a redhead. I got addicted, you know.
Watch me only get tagged because I went ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I don't fuck with Burger King. I don't fuck with that. I don't deal with kings, but redheads, I support redheads, you know.
So we have under 15 minutes, just over 10.
That's right. That's right. So what are your holiday plans? Are you gonna try and come up with a New Year's Eve show? We should come up with something.
I want to party like this is the last hurrah. I've been doing this for 3 years. I'm having a blast. I'm glad you guys are doing what you're doing, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I want to do something new. I don't want to keep on the grind. I want to help people be able to create, but I want to be able to create myself, and I've been doing that. It's just it hasn't happened as readily as I wanted because I'm producing all these shows.
Oh yeah.
And so I want to party this month and have a good time, express myself as much as I can, and then look forward to 2025, whatever that may bring.
What is a New Year's Eve event like in Lathrop? Are you gonna have like
Well,
a hoedown or something?
Yeah, hoedown. I don't know. We should do something because I have a great place out there. We could have a nice little party outside.
Oh yeah.
I got married there. I'm
You got
seller.
married? You got married in Lathrop?
I got married at my home in my backyard.
Oh, I thought you got married. You're talking about Redwood City.
No, I got married in Lathrop in my backyard.
You got married in Lathrop?
Yeah, our house is
When
beautiful.
did you get married? I thought you.
3 years ago. It will
thought
be.
you-
Hold
oh.
on. In 2 years, in 2 days, have been married for 3 years, but been with my wife for 24 years.
Oh, that's why I thought you had been married. But weren't you legally married already?
Before, yeah.
Because if you live with somebody for more than 7 years, aren't you like legally married?
No, what is it called? Common law doesn't work anymore now.
It doesn't work anymore.
Common law marriage isn't a thing in California.
Oh yeah.
But even if it was, it doesn't matter. I was pretty much married to her. I was pretty much married to Christine since day one. So
I assumed you had been married for years.
right, and so I actually proposed to her on our 20th anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
So.
It would have been weird if she had said no. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, I'll share this with you. I was going to re-propose to her when we were at Disneyland, and I started laughing, and she goes, "What are you laughing at?" And I said, "Oh, I was going to re-propose to you, but I wouldn't want you to say no, because then you'd take it back, and we'd have to get divorced. So I didn't want to give her the opportunity to say no. So, yeah, no, that's true.
Well, you could have found Cinderella and proposed to her instead.
Yeah, and get booted from the park.
Did you see Cinderella? Or?
Saw a lot of the princesses, but not Cinderella.
They got a castle, don't they?
Saw Jasmine. I saw some other princess I didn't know. I saw.
Moana. You saw Moana.
I saw the one of them from Frozen. Not.
Oh yeah,
Frozen. I saw Anna, not the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, of course, there's characters all around. It's Disney. That's what you pay to see.
There's a weird rumor about the movie Frozen, like, but the reason they did it is because people kept Googling Walt Disney Frozen.
Oh, jeez.
His head. So they thought the best way to get rid of that is...
That's a far reach.
I swear to God I heard of that. And it makes sense, But I don't think anybody...
They wanted something else to come up on a Google search when you put up Walt Disney Frozen.
My thing is, I was thinking, like, what's the 100th anniversary at Disneyland?
There is a joke there.
Yeah.
There is a joke there.
Well, no, it's a true story that...
No, but I mean, there's a good joke there.
I think his head is frozen somewhere. I don't know where
it's at. That's incorrect. So that's urban legend.
I think it's an Indiana Jones ride. They got it like...
Hanging.
His head is one of the things that come off after they try and get the crystal skull.
Yeah, he was actually, cryogenics wasn't perfected or completed before he died in 67. No, I know for a fact.
But if Walt Disney...
Why? Because I looked it up.
If Walt Disney
Frozen?
Bring himself back to life, who can? I mean, if anybody had the right to come back, it would be Walt Disney. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
If anybody had the right to come back, it would be Walt Disney.
Come back like Futurama.
Yeah. I mean, how many Disneylands are there around the world? It's like 5 of them.
Like a handful.
There's the Anaheim, you got Disney World, you got Tokyo, I think Paris.
Right.
I think there's one in China somewhere. I think there's one more.
Yeah, so there's a lot of them.
Yeah. I've only been to one. I haven't even been to Disney World.
Well, there's a good brand. It's universal in every way.
There's a museum. There's a Disney museum in San Francisco.
Right. It's at the Presidio.
Have you been there?
I've driven by it.
You drove by? Yeah, I haven't
been there. I've driven right in front of it.
I haven't been there either, but, I'm upset that they bought Star Wars. Really, I never liked that they took over Star Wars.
They also have, they had a Charles Schultz museum, but they moved it. But that was more of an exhibit.
Yeah, I think it got burnt down. Oh, no, his house got burnt.
Or something happened. Yeah, I saw that.
In Santa Rosa, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peanuts is like great, Peanuts is great. How about the Smurfs?
The Smurfs. I don't do Smurfs.
The Smurfs were weird because why is there only one female Smurf?
There was Smurfette.
There's Smurf. I have a cousin nicknamed...
I didn't realize that. There was only one female Smurf and the rest of them were...
males. I have a cousin nicknamed Smurfette, but in Spanish. Pitufo. I swear to God, she's nicknamed Pitufo. And I've asked people, but I've never understood why she was nicknamed Smurfette. But yeah, I have a cousin nicknamed Smurfette, Pitufo in Spanish. But
gotcha.
Yeah, there's only one female Smurf, and she used to be brunette when she was with Gargamel. She was bad, and when she became good,
she was with Gargamel. See, I don't know anything.
She wasn't with Gargamel.
Dude, your knowledge of things, the shit you have knowledge of, just blows me away.
Because
we're actually sitting here talking Smurfs, and you know characters' names and.
Well, of course.
What do you mean? Look, it's the Smurfs. I barely remember Smurfette, and that was because there was only one girl, and it was my kids watched it. I forget which kid, and then
because the Smurfs are like
Papa Smurf. If somebody was to say, you know what a Smurf is, then most people would go, You mean like that Papa Smurf thing? Yeah.
That blue thing, yeah.
I had to really reach into my brain to come out with Smurfette. But then there was the bad guy. There was the bad guy that was
Gargamel.
Gargamel.
They made some movies, but I didn't see the second movie.
Oh yeah, they did have
They
like
did
the
make
Smurf.
The Smurf in
movie.
New York City, but like
Oh my
I wasn't
gosh.
into that, you know.
Talking about
I
just
wasn't into that. I think it was a weird movie because they had some dude try and bang Smurfette, and the rest of the Smurfs kicked the shit out of the guy. He's like, nah, man, no human's gonna bang Smurfette. Only Smurfs get.
only the blue dudes get
Only the
in.
blue dude there.
Only the blue dudes get in.
Some guy was trying to bang her or something like. They're like, oh hell no.
Yeah, and something tells me that plot and storyline might be not exactly correct, accurate.
But we will get some kind of plot because all these their trademarks only last like 75 years. If you write a book, you know, your book characters are only owned by you for 75 years. So eventually, like,
You mean like what's his name? Like Schultz. We were just talking about Peanuts characters.
Mm-hmm.
So then they become public domain? I don't believe that.
They become public domain.
No, I think it's 100 years, right? Because didn't they have to do the same thing with Disney? Disney just happened. It's happening in...
No, but Disney got an extension.
Disney got an extension.
For Mickey Mouse. Yeah, Disney got an extension for 100 years. They got an extension for 25 more years.
Really?
Yeah, they went to court. They got an extension. But after 100 years, anybody can fucking do Mickey Mouse shit now.
Right, yeah, I saw that. And I thought that was kind of funny.
They can do that.
It becomes public domain, which is kind of, in a way, I get it. But...
We'll finally figure out if Mickey Mouse...
That's sad, though, because if you have a brand that's so phenomenal, and that's really what Walt Disney was. I hate to say it. He's a brand.
He's a brand and stuff.
But if you have hit after hit after hit after hit, then you die, and you still have hit after hit after hit because your legacy built an empire, and even in after death, that your estate and your brand and your business and your corporation goes on for so long that it's still making money and content. I just came back from Disneyland. That guy's still raking the do-re-mi.
Were there a bunch of families wearing the same T-shirts and they say father?
Okay, so do you want to? This is something I'm trying.
I want to hear about. Let me hear about.
This is even better. So we all have lanyards.
Yeah.
And the lanyards were because 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, they used to give you paper tickets.
Mm-hmm.
And it was easier to keep your tickets in the lanyard so you didn't have to pull them out every time you went in and out of the park. You could just show them this, and they would scan it through the lanyard, and it was cool. Mm-hmm. So then they started selling you those buttons and pins, and each one of those are like $20 a pop.
Yeah.
And so my wife is walking around with like a $300 necklace that's a lanyard with all these pins on it. But now, you know what the little thing on the end, the tag where the lanyard is?
Yeah.
Everything's digital now. So you don't even put anything in there.
No.
So the original reason that they made the lanyard was to hold a ticket to get in and out of the park.
Yeah.
That is now done on your phone.
Yeah. And you can't even buy a ticket.
No. You have to check into Disneyland. You have to register as a guest.
Yeah. You got to make a reservation.
Yes.
You can't just buy a ticket and show the fuck up.
Right.
Know? Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy. Like, I mean, and the thing about Disneyland is, you see all these families and they got matching T-shirts. I haven't seen that anywhere else. Where you got families like father, son, like my 50th birthday, you know.
Right.
It was everywhere. And I felt left out.
The Smith family.
Because I was there on my 50th birthday, but my dad and my stepmom didn't print any matching T-shirts saying, it says loser's 50th birthday. 50th birthday loser, you know. I didn't get any matching T-shirts. I've never done that with my family. Like, we've never had, like, matching T-shirts thingies. Have you? Have Have you ever thought about next time you go to Disney?
No, yeah, that would be kind of cool. But again, my family never wants to do the same thing. So it would be the only reason we would get it is for the other reason, so you can recognize your family members.
Yeah.
There they are.
Hell yeah.
But I saw the best thing I saw for a guy that wanted to make sure that his family could see him, like there's dad. He had a hat with an arrow that was suspended from it. And it was pointing down with a big red arrow, like, here I am. And so that was funny. I just thought I wouldn't want to wear it because I'm already too tall and I always have to duck for things already. And if I have something that's above my head by half a foot.
I got in trouble on the canoe ride because I was on the canoe ride, but I didn't realize you actually do the canoe thing.
Oh, you mean like in the Swiss Family Robinson or whatever island?
You're on this canoe with a bunch of people and everybody.
You got it actually. Well, it does have a track, doesn't it?
No, you got to actually do.
You have to.
But I wasn't down with that. And they looked at me like
it's been so long.
I wasn't a team player. They looked at me like I wasn't a motherfucking team player.
Last time I went over to that little island, my kids were small.
Oh, yeah.
It was like the beginning of like Pirates of the Caribbean movies and shit.
Yeah, that place never changes.
Right.
Why can't they put in?
Because it used to be like Robinson Crusoe Island. Now it's like Treasure Island.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh yeah.
Pirates.
My favorite. I like the Indiana Jones ride. That was hella cool. Space Mountain's not around anymore, or did they change it?
Yeah, no, it's there, and I love it. That's my favorite ride. That's my favorite thrill. That is my favorite thrill ride there.
Oh.
That, the Matterhorn, what used to be Splash Mountain.
Yeah, Matterhorn is fun.
And
too.
now I want to try all the Star Wars stuff when I can go back. So
I went. They only had like 2 Star Wars. Did they built another one? There was only like 2 things.
No, so this section was pretty big. I don't know how big it was when you were there, but they had different rides, and I wanted to go check it out. But again, I was with people that just wanted to keep walking through, and they're like, "Here, look at all this stuff," and I'm like, "Oh, this is all killer." I could have spent hours in that one section. I could have spent 2-3 hours in that section.
You could have spent 10 grand in that section. Probably.
No, because I saw how they had the like you could. So one of the last things we'll share before we cut off, but they had lightsabers, lightsabers, real lightsabers. They were like they started off at $250. I saw kids walking around with those, and I was thinking. I used to tell my 4 kids, you can spend up to like $30-35 on your little thing at the end of our trip. So if we were at Disney for a week or 4 days or 3 days or however long we were there, they had to wait until the end of their trip. And then we would go into the big Disney store, which is the one on Main Street at the corner. It's called the Emporium. And that has like every toy that's throughout the park. Yeah. They would go there and they would pick their toy. But a lot of my kids would actually go there and look throughout the week and go in there and go try to find what toy they were going to pick at the end of the week. But if they were to do that with a lightsaber that was $250, I'd be broke. I remember we got the real lights or the play lightsabers when they put that Star Wars section in, and they were $30 at the time.
Oh yeah.
It was like 100. By the time I was said and done, it was like $150, $175 for my kids to get lightsabers, and those were the plastic ones.
Well, not everybody's got a lightsaber like I do. See, they have that kind of lightsaber I do. You don't need a fucking plastic one.
Yeah, I'm not even going there.
My lightsaber is better than any lightsaber you ever seen at Disneyland. My lightsaber is like, I don't know. Yeah, did they have the 2? They got different types.
Yeah, they have different types, but they started off with a plain one at $250, and then it went up to like. I've seen ones there that people were walking away with for like, whatever, $500, $600,
it's
$700.
Crazy, yeah.
So, all right, so we got one more show before. Yeah, we have at least one more show before the Christmas. All right, Rat, say your bit and we're out.
Hello, thank you for being here, the Junkyard Rat Show. I hope Nancy Pelosi gets better. I miss you, Kabir. What the hell? It's all sad. See you next week.
Peace.